enforcement, as we all know, deals with a variety of crimes on a daily basis. And now Erie County Sheriff John Garcia is expressing his frustration with the rise in property crimes, including car thefts. He also is not happy with how bail reform is playing out and allowing many suspects to return to the streets. Sheriff Garcia joins me now live in studio to discuss this troubling trend. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening on Channel 2.
Thank you, Claudia.
What are you seeing that has prompted you to speak out about these property crimes, especially what you're seeing in places like Grand Island and Clarence?
What we're seeing and hearing from people is that people feel less safe in their communities, and that is not how we should be living in Erie County. So myself, my colleagues throughout the state, what we're trying to do is have a strong voice for West New York and communities such as, Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, that don't have that power base at the ledge, like New York City has. So what we want to see the ledge change a couple items in the bail reform. One of them is, when you have a person that's a threat to the community, we need to empower our judges to detain that person if he's a threat to the community. And then afterwards, when that threat, that danger mitigates, to release them. The other one, Claudine, is the repeat offender standard. And you have people that are committing car break-ins, car thefts. This is affecting a lot of people. Home break-ins. The people are let out, they're given an appearance ticket, and prior to going to court again, they're rearrested on other charges. So what we're asking for in cases like that, if you are released on an appearance ticket, you get rearrested, that you're held. And this is all in the interest of public safety and the people that we have forgotten during this bail reform, the victims and the Good Samaritans are witnesses.
Before I get to my next question, just based on the fact that you're talking about bail reform, doesn't this seem like common sense? Common sense.
That's all we're asking. So as part of this consortium for safe communities, this is people of all walks of life. This has nothing to do with political affiliations. You have business people, clergy, you have members of law enforcement, medical community, and we're all asking the same. Common sense. If a person is a danger to the community, shouldn't he or she be kept in custody? If a person that reoffends after the judge gives them an appearance ticket and goes and steals 3, 4 more cars, he's re-victimizing our community. And cars, for a lot of people, that's the most important asset that they have. It's the way they get to work, take their kids to school, run errands and so forth. And then when they get the car back, it's damaged and they get re-victimized because it's an expense.
Yeah, and for some people it's trauma to get back in a vehicle that has been stolen. Speaking of that, right now state police are looking into the fact that some cars have been broken into or stolen outside of gyms. I want you to listen to what Trooper James O'Callahan had to say about this.
Specifically in the last couple weeks, if not months, we're looking at gyms. Planet Fitness, these larger gyms with big locker rooms. We have people going in there and distracting, if you will, the front desk while other people go into the locker rooms, and they're solely looking for keys to vehicles and unlocked lockers. They're not taking any of the belongings, coats, bags, extra sneakers. They're literally taking just the keys of the vehicle, going back out in the parking lot and stealing vehicles.
Have you heard about this? And if so, what do you have to say about this?
This is, again, a crime of opportunity. People leaving their gym lockers open, the gym's not having that extra security. I would say about 70% of the car thefts are preventable. And I'm not blaming the victim, but they're preventable because the cars are left unlocked and the keys to the car or the car fobs are inside the vehicle. With that being said, this criminal element that's going around, they're checking everyone's doors. They see that it's open. They're going to try to take whatever they can, Claudine. If it's the car, they'll take the car. It's nonstop. We need to deter crime. Now, I've increased patrols in Grand Island. Last year, I've done the same in Elma and Clarence. But the answer is common sense legislation, along with people being vigilant and, increased patrols.
Why are we seeing this uptick in places like Clarence and Grand Island?
Well, if we're seeing it in Clarence and Grand Island, I assure you, in the city of Buffalo, if Grand Island has 5 car thefts during the beginning of the year until now, you're probably seeing that amount daily in the city of Buffalo.
And again, it's because you all are patrolling Grand Island and Clarence, not the city of Buffalo. That's why you're more focused on those areas.
We
Correct?
patrol, we're the primary law enforcement agency for half the county, which is 550 square miles of the county, and it goes from Grand Island to Newstead, from Sardinia to Brant. We're seeing it, the city of Buffalo is seeing it, the first ring suburban areas are seeing it, and if we're seeing it to the numbers that we are, then you can be assured that the city of Buffalo, Amherst, Cheektowaga, and so forth, they're seeing double digits weekly.
Final question. Monroe County is doing something that appears to be working. Is that something you want to replicate here in Erie County?
And that's what we're doing. So we joined with Monroe County. Next month, we're going to meet with Onondaga, Albany County. We're going to bring Niagara County into place. We want to be the 190 strong voice where our legislators in Albany could hear what we have to say, and not only where the power base New York City has to say, because I assure you this, no one wants to become New York City right now.
Erie County Sheriff John Garcia joining us live on the 5:30 here on Channel 2. Great insight. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens when you let your voices be heard to those in power in Albany.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you for being